Hey everybody, welcome to Robbie Rants Live. Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers, the YouTube channel. I am Rockin Robbie Billups, and every week on Sunday night we do a live stream. So that's what we're doing. We're going to be talking about this week's upcoming new comic books. We're going to be talking about the best new music, the best albums of 2018, starting our year pop culture celebration. We're going to be showing off some toys. I got a really cool starting lineup action figure that I just got. PCP Army members, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to show off some Iron Man 90s Dragon figures. If you've been following the live streams, you know what we're talking about. We're also going to be contrasting and comparing a couple Galactus action figures. The one I opened up last week from the Toy Biz line in the 90s and the more recent Marvel Universe wave Galactus. Very excited for that. Once you guys jump into the stream, and there are a few of y'all here now, let us know that you're here and say what's up. What's up, Atari 3375? What's up, Iron Galactus? Yes, you heard Galactus. You heard that right. Last week on Show and Tell, I opened up a Galactus Toy Biz action figure from the 90s, and today we're going to be talking about it open, and we're going to be comparing it with a really badass Galactus action figure. What's up, Tom? What's up, Ancient Unique? How are y'all doing? What's up, Jesse? What's up, S Squared? Good to see you, homie. What's up, Bruce? How are y'all doing? So we got some show and tell up ahead. Like I was saying, we've got, we're going to start our end of the year discussions tonight. And each week we're going to have a new focus. This week our focus is going to be the best music of 2018. So we're going to be talking about our favorite albums of 2018 tonight. We're going to be talking about this week's upcoming comic books. That's the number one thing we're going to do. We're going to talk and chat a little bit about Daredevil being canceled over at Netflix and what the future of that franchise and all that Netflix Daredevil MCU, Defenders type stuff. What's going on with that? We're going to have a trade paperback spotlight as usual. So that's what's going on tonight. I should have painted myself silver. I really should have. You're right. I do want a chromed silver like surfboard. That would be super, super cool. Would it not? Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this week. Some really, really exciting comic books coming out this week. The beer is my usual. It's straight to ale, Monkey Nut. In my Robin the Boy Wonder glass tonight. So we got all that excitement coming up. I see a few more people have come in yet. Cheers, everybody. Absolutely. Who's drinking a beer with me? And if so, what beer? I will say this. We talk a lot about football at the beginning, usually, of these live streams because Sunday is football day. Right now, the Steelers are about to play, so I hope the Steelers win. My lady is a huge Steelers fan, so I'm very excited for that. How about them Cowboys? Them boys won. Beat the Saints. Very, very impressed. Very excited about that, obviously. Very, very much looking forward to seeing tomorrow night's game and how that's all going to pan out. I watched a tiny little bit of the Patriots game today, but I don't really care. I didn't really care. It seemed like the Patriots were definitely going to win that one. But I saw the Panthers lose too. That was kind of disappointing. I mean, as a Cam Newton fan, as an Auburn Tiger fan, obviously this weekend, Alabama beat Georgia for the SEC championship. No surprise, but it was a very intense game, right? I don't have a horse in that race, so congrats. And still the Yankees are the best sports team in history. So there you go. Yeah, Bruce goes Cowboys. Atari's having a blue moon. I love blue moon. I really, really do. Especially if it's off the tap with an orange slice. Oh my goodness. It's the best. Blue moon soaked orange slices are the best orange slices ever. They really are. So Sebastian. Yeah, it is a cool shirt, isn't it? I really like the shirt. Thank you. I think it's cool because it's a way to be like, it's a Stranger Things shirt, but only if you really get it, right? Maybe not. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing? You always a slice. Who needs a wedge? What's that? What's that? What's that? Like if I back in the day when I drank more Blue Moon than I do now, right? But back in the day when I drank a lot of Blue Moon, like I would like slice up oranges, and I would wind up with like 5 orange slices past like stuffed in my little glass because I would keep the same. Like I would just love it when they were soaked at the end. I would eat them. I would just eat them, peel and all. I still do that. But yeah, each time I would get a new beer, I would just put a new orange peel. I mean, a new orange slice in there. But I would never get rid of the last one. So I would just have like at the end of the night, I would have like 5 or 6 completely Blue Moon soaked orange slices with peel, and I would eat them, and they were great. And I somehow inside, and I think a lot of things are true in your life if you 100% believe that they are true. And for me, it always felt like that helped like alcohol absorption and the hangover the next day. Like I didn't really deal with hangovers too much at my age now. Now I'm starting to deal with more hangovers on nights when I like drink. But yeah. Anyway, glad to see you here, guys and gals, guys and dolls. What's up, Reggie? How you doing? Yeah, good times for a Superman reader. Absolutely. Every team in the NFC Central lost today, apparently. I didn't really pay too much attention to football today. Like I said, I watched a little bit of that Panthers game, a tiny bit of the Patriots game. It was just on while I was doing other things in the house. Yeah, Force Quest is fun stuff right now. Yeah, peel and all. Orange peels are nothing. I found out earlier in my life that if you would eat like peels to like oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes, people would be like, whoa, they'd be shocked, right? And so it was a way to like enter a conversation with people. It was a way to like, I don't know. I like doing things that like make people go, whoa, what? You just ate that orange peel, homie? And I'm like, yeah, dude, actually, most of the vitamins and minerals are in the orange peel, so why not? But I really do it so that people notice that I'm doing it. Isn't that funny? I used to do that with lemons and my sweet tea and water at restaurants. But I stopped doing that because those restaurant lemons and shit, those are gross. Those are pretty gross. When you really start thinking about it, those are pretty gross. Yeah, Cam with 4 interceptions. Isn't that crazy? Stephanie, I have not been reading Daredevil. I did not trust this Death of Daredevil story. I have heard from people. I mean, there's some people that really like what Charles Soule's been doing on that book. I just was never on board, like from the very earliest of moments. Like I loved Ron Garney's artwork when they took over, but I just never liked the story. And I've never responded well to most of Soule's works, except for Darth Vader. And really, you just got to have Darth Vader being badass and killing people, like force choking people. That's really all you got to do with Darth Vader, to be honest. Yeah. Now, Brian, apple cores are dangerous. Don't seeds contain cyanide or something like that? I think I've heard that. What's up, JM Sessions? How you doing? S Squared, I'm right there with you, homie. I think that the Dead Man Logan, Old Man Logan, that stuff is so much better right now than Hunt for Wolverine, Return of Wolverine. Wolverine's taken too long to return. Old Man Logan has taken too long to die, but I don't care because I'm loving that story. Jeff Lemire, Ed Brisson, these are creators that have made us really, really respond and care about Old Man Logan. And when he does go and bite the bullet, I'm going to be sad. But did you notice in Dead Man Logan #1, Forge has a way back to the Wastelands. But I think Old Man Logan's going to wind up in the Wastelands, and then he's going to do something to like, I don't know, it's going to be good. I really think so. I think Old Man Logan may ultimately become Old Man Logan, the whole run, Lemire, Brisson, and into right now with Dead Man Logan. I think that entire run might become one of the most important and one of the best Wolverine stories and exploration of the character ever. Yeah, Bruce, Darth Vader's got one more issue. It's going to 25. The last series by Gillen only went 25 issues and it wrapped up. Better to let something wrap up when it's good. Soule's Vader was starting to lose a little bit of steam for me. So I think it's the time to wrap it up. Gillen's was kind of just still heating up. And it was good that it wrapped up when it did, right? So I'm excited for that. But what I'm saying is, don't be surprised. We're going to get another Darth Vader #1 soon. They're just going to keep doing 25. Like, they're going to keep letting writers have 25 issue takes on Vader in different points of the Star Wars timeline. I'm cool with that. Sebastian, I do not know the artist you're talking about. If you don't have a Twitter account to send us the link, you can send us a link on our Facebook or over at the PCP Army on Facebook. Or you can go directly to email. You can get on popculturephilosophers.com and email us. Immortal Hulk is, okay. A lot of people like Immortal Hulk right now. It's making waves, right? So for a Hulk comic book to be making waves, it's important. It's seminal. This is a moment to pay attention to Hulk. Panel by Panel, which is an excellent magazine. It's out digitally every month. That focuses in on the art of making comic books and some of the nuances that the creators put into those books. If you've never checked out an issue of Panel by Panel, you really, really should. That magazine is amazing. Who here has read Panel by Panel? Give a shout out. So they did a whole issue on Immortal Hulk, and it made me really kind of rethink some things, because I like Immortal Hulk. First two issues are brilliant. It sets it up as a very traditional horror comic book. Lately, I feel like it's kind of tied in too much to the Marvel universe, right? I just feel like it's not committing 100% to the tone that it's trying to do. I feel like Ewing and Bennett are held back just a little bit. So I'm not digging it as much as other people. I'm still finding it very interesting and a nice exploration on Hulk and Banner. That being said, the first trade is out now, and I've got it. I'm going to reread it, and I'm going to see and let it soak in a little bit more, because some things are way better on a reread. Some things are way better on a reread. Some things reading more than once is necessary, and it just has this weird fine line. Like, if a book doesn't grab you at first, does it deserve a reread? Well, sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. So it's a fine line, right? Yeah, Old Man Quill. That's the next one, guys. I think they'll keep doing old man stories. Old ladies, even. We got Harley Quinn doing it. Old lady Harley Quinn. I think that would be cool, too. Yeah, Namor's back. He's going to be a big deal in upcoming Avengers stories right now. He's taking more of his early 60s Kirby Lee-esque villainous approach. Aaron's taking him back to that. He's got a new book. He's going to be featured in the new Chip Zdarsky Invaders book, and kind of a prelude into that is going to be the Namor Best Defense one-shot coming out. Is it this month? Is that when the Defenders one-shots come out? Defenders have a whole series of one-shots coming out. Namor's got one, and that's why Zdarsky's going to set up a lot of stuff over there. Russell, Panel by Panel is amazing. I need to get on there and read more, to be honest. I do. Sebastian, I don't really pay too much. I mean, I haven't really read the Transformers books, but I believe you. If you say that, is it Kizama? I'd like to check this out. I think, is that the one that you, there was somebody that I looked up one time. Their art was really pretty decent. How would I describe Saga in one word? Provocative. Yeah, Mr. Miracle is a very interesting book. They had a lot to say about Mr. Miracle. And also I have found some really provocative and interesting explorations into Tom King and Mitch Garrett's Mr. Miracle, especially from a fellow YouTuber here called Matt Draper, I think is his name. I've recently, through one of my associates at the comic shop I work at, was introduced to his channel. And Matt Draper's Mr. Miracle video is spot on and very well put together. What, the artist drawing Namor? Uncanny X-Men Magneto is Gandalf. How dumb. Well, I mean, Gandalf played him in those movies, right? Were we talking about Namor for the artist? If we're talking about the Namor artist, David Marquez did some stuff. Did Lee Weeks do those covers for Best Defense? I have no idea. I'm blanking. Excuse me. Yeah, Blade on Blade in Avengers is super interesting to me. Super interesting to me. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Somebody told me the other day. It's funny that you said that, Bruce, because someone at the shop the other day were like, we should get an old man Frank. We should get like an old man Punisher. I was like, they did that. It's Cosmic Ghost Rider. Cosmic Ghost Rider is coming back in January in Guardians of the Galaxy, the new book by Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw. Very excited for that. Yes, Stephanie. Absolutely. Mr. Miracle was effing boss. That stuff was amazing. I've had to let, when I first read Mr. Miracle number 12, and I said it on the weekly comic book review, I was like, it's the pick of the week. But I got to think about this for a while. And the more I thought about it, the more I just love that whole book and that ending. I really, really do. And I'm curious as to if it's tied in any kind of way to Heroes in Crisis. Maybe not. I don't think it is. But it could be. All right, what's coming up in comic books this week? Let's start off with Dark Horse, the home of Hellboy and Mike Mignola. Speaking of which, BPRD, The Devil You Know, number 11 is out this week. Death Orb number 3 is out this week. A new one, LaGuardia, from Dark Horse, that's out this week. I vaguely remember the solicitation on that. It seems interesting. Sword's Daughter, number 4 is out this week. Umbrella Academy, Hotel Oblivion, number 3. And there you go. That's from Dark Horse. From IDW, we've got Batman the Max, Arkham Dreams, number 3. Lodger, number 2 for Stray Bullets fans of the Lathams. There you go. Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons, number 3. Wait, hands in that. Rise of the TMNT, number 3 is out this week. Road of the Dead, Highway to Hell, number 2. Star Trek Next Generation, Terra Incognita, number 5. Star Trek versus Transformers, number 3. Really funny, goofy crossover between the Star Trek animated series and Transformers, the animated series from back in the 80s. Star Wars Adventures, Destroyer Down, number 2. Out this week. That's IDW. Dynamite. Let's go to Dynamite. Barbarella has a holiday special. Hack Slash versus Chaos, number 1 is out this week. And that looks about it. And from Boom Studios, Giant Days, Women. What is that? Giant Days, Women, Glow, Men, Blunder. Yeah, Giant Days, Women, Glow, Men, Blunder. I couldn't read that right. Number 1, it's Giant Days special, it looks like. Low Road West, number 4 is out this week. The 10th volume of Lumberjanes. 10. That's crazy. The Soul of the Dragon Power Rangers original graphic novel is out this week. It's going to be a spotlight on Tommy Oliver. Very excited for that. Steven Universe Harmony, number 5. Wizard Beach, number 1, a new one out this week from Boom Studios. All right, so that's that. From other publishers, we've got Black AF, Devil's Die, number 1 out this week from Black Mask. Dark Hawk, number 12. Dark Hawk. Oh, my goodness. Dark Ark, number 12 from Aftershock is out this week. A new one from Albatross Studios. That's Grumble, number 1. Moth and Whisper, number 4 is out this week. Really been liking that one. From Black Mask Studios, we got Snap, Flash, Hustle, number 1 out this week. And from Ahoy, Wrong Earth, number 4. Hearing really good things about Wrong Earth. Haven't read it yet. Got the 3 issues over there, though, because they did a second printing of number 2. What's up, Russell? He says, watch Draper's video on Mr. Miracle. It seemed like he picked up everything that went over my head. He had a very, very well thought out and very well done video. Mr. Miracle is coming out in completion and trade, I believe, in January or February, something like that, maybe March. It's in the first quarter of 2019. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. Doomsday Clock is worth it too. I'm enjoying Doomsday Clock. There will not be a Doomsday Clock trade probably for a while. Probably not until the series completes. What's up, Paul? How you doing? Punish at the End is really, really good. Old Blind Man Daredevil. My thoughts on DC Universe by Mike Mignola. You talking about like the collection of some of his early work over at DC? His work at DC is interesting. It's not the greatest, but he was working on it. I think his work on some of the Batman titles, especially Doom That Came to Gotham, and of course Gotham by Gaslight, was pretty important. Cosmic Odyssey's neat, but his art style really kind of, he came into his own with Hellboy, and Hellboy is the definitive Mike Mignola for me. And Miss Miracle was great. Oh my goodness, I loved it so much. You know, Sebastian, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't really, I mean, I thought Abnett's Aquaman was decent enough. I'm going to embark on a reread of it soon. Right now, I got, my rereads have been really bogged down by Comics Revisited, but in February, we're going back to bi-weekly on Comics Revisited, so it's going to ease it up a little bit. But I just recently completed a reread of Peter David's Aquaman, Jeff Johns' Aquaman, Jeff Parker's Aquaman, Cullen Bunn's Aquaman, so I'm totally now going to do a reread of Abnett's Aquaman. His last issue, though, didn't really feel like he got to have and deliver a final statement on Aquaman. I haven't heard of Freeze, I don't think. Maybe. Iron Galactus, I'm right there with you. They totally need to do a volume 2 of Highest House. Highest House is amazing. That was really, really a great comic book. That trade paperback is out now. $6 Million Man, Land of the Lost crossover. That'd be interesting. I'm glad you guys are liking Die, Die, Die. It's not my cup of tea. Reggie, I don't know if 1975 was always meant to be 3 issues. It feels like it was. With as quickly as the story progressed and developed, the structure is obviously set up. I would like to see more, though. I really would. What's up, Joe? We'll start over. Hey, everybody, I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. Just kidding. What's up, Jesse? Yeah, Freeze. Who's the creator? Who are the creators on Freeze? The Space 1999 and the UFO crossover. That'd be cool. Die is a new one coming out this week. I know that. Let's get into it. What's coming up from Image Comics? Let's take a look. Excuse me. Blackbird #3 is out this week. It's been a decent book. It's hard for me to get too invested in the story right now, but I love the artwork. Bully Wars #4. That's a book I'm loving. Very excited for that. #4 is out this week. Crowded #5. It's a really good work. Christopher Sabello's doing a great job along with the artist whose name escapes me right now, and I feel bad about that. But the artist and that Crowded is amazing because, like the title of the book, it feels like it should be crowded because when you look at it, it's like, oh, there's a lot of words per page, a lot of panels per page, and so it's very dense because of it, but it still has a flow of a very sparsely written book. It's really interesting. I think Sabella and company are doing a great job on that. Curse Words #18 is out this week. Die #1 is out this week. Freeze #1. Let's take a look at this. Let's look at the creators. This is a new one from Dan Wickline and Phil Sevi. The entire human population is frozen by a mysterious global event, all except Ray, and only he has the power to unfreeze them. Now, with the fate of the world in his hands, he must figure out what is going on, how to set things right again, and answer the question, does everyone deserve to be saved? That sounds very interesting, and I will definitely read that and talk about it on the weekly comic book review this week. Absolutely. What else from Image? Free sounds kind of interesting. I'm not familiar with those creators, but it sounds like a really interesting premise to me. Yeah, I did read American Carnage. I reviewed it. I loved American Carnage. I thought it was great. Almost made pick of the week. I thought it was Brian Hill's best work. Very dense, great character study. The characters very interesting. Great first issue. I think it was Brian Hill's best comic book to date. Gasolina number 13, Kick-Ass number 10, Last Siege number 7, the penultimate issue. Paper Girls, the 5th trade paperback is out this week. Very excited for that. It's a great book. A new one from Image, Prodigy number 1. That's out this week with a lot of covers. Is that a Miller book? Self-Made number 1. Seen a lot of promotional material for that. Snot Girl number 12 is out this week. Unnatural number 5 is out this week. Walking Dead 186, Wicked and the Divine number 40. That's Image Comics. That's lots of exciting stuff. We haven't even gotten to DC and Marvel yet, but we're about to do Marvel. Yeah, Die should be cool. What comic value? What are we talking about? Do you think that comic value will make a comeback this year, or is it doomed forever not to come back? I see that Savage Sword of Conan is coming. Yeah, there's a new Savage Sword of Conan book. What do we mean by comic book value? You mean like, are books going to be worth a lot of money again? Not like they were before. There aren't more comic books made necessarily today than there were back in the past, but there are more saved today than there were in the past, and less demand for them than there were back in the past. So I don't think we'll ever hit those levels. But that being said, there's still a lot of books right now from the 90s that keep hitting based on speculation and movies and TV shows and just new comic book runs, things like that. So it's an interesting game right now, but I don't think we'll ever hit that level again of this book is going to be like, I don't know though, because then Walking Dead number 1 happened, right? But will Walking Dead number 1 stay as important and as valuable as it is 20 years from now? Will Walking Dead number 1 still be as expensive as it is? Maybe, maybe not. It all depends on demand. But there's always demand for those early issues because not a lot of them were saved. Once the comic book collecting became available, like once comic book collecting started, I feel like that really kind of is definitely tapered off the amount of books that are going to rise in value exceptionally over the years to come. Just because there are more of them that are out there in great condition that have been saved. And that's what I think, if that's what you mean. What's up, Comic Sam? Thank you for checking out my top 5 Superman villains video. That was a blog I was trying to write I've been meaning to write for like 3 years. Finally just said, screw it, let's do a video. I stand by that list. I think it's a good list, but thank you so much. I have not done a top 5 Fantastic Four villains list. I totally should. Number 1 is definitely Dr. Doom. Number 2 is definitely Galactus. Also on that list, we might get Mole Man. Maybe not Mole Man. I should do that, though. I'm going to write that down. Top 5 FF villains. My next top 5 video that I'm going to do, which may not be till after Christmas, after the new year, actually, will be top 5 X-Men villains. What's up, David? How you doing? David, I want to thank you personally. Thank you for being a supporter over on Patreon. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining the PCP Army. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much, homie. I'm glad you're here. Garth Ennis is still writing comics. He's got a new one actually right now that's been going on. The first trade paperback just came out. He's been doing this at, is it Aftershock, I think? A Walk Through Hell. Very, very good. Top tier, like a back in the day top tier Garth Ennis work. You should definitely check that out if you're a Garth Ennis fan. My thoughts on Heroes in Crisis. I really like it. Number 3 made the pick of the week. I think it's a great book. I think Tom King is a very nuanced, Tom King is a very subtle writer, and I love what he's doing. There's some, so his Batman work kind of goes up and down sometimes for me, but lately it's been so solid, right? And all the previous stuff keeps getting illuminated and it's better. Like, I hated the way I Am Bane, the storyline ended. But with what's going on in Batman right now, I think the way that the I Am Bane story ended was genius. So at the time, I thought it was stupid. I thought it was terrible. There's no way that Batman just takes Bane out with a headbutt. Like, this all comes to a headbutt. No. because that's just Act 1. Tom King has long-term plans. He plans for the long term, and his writing is very nuanced. That being said, Heroes in Crisis, it's been a very divisive book, obviously. They're killing characters that people really, really like or attached to. They killed one character that people loved and was attached to, and then they brought him back, and then they killed him again, right? So I get all that. I do. I get it. But man, that writing is so good. The Lagoon Boy sequences in number 3 alone made it worthy of issue number 3. But the idea of what's going on in Heroes in Crisis right now, what seems to be revealed in number 3, don't trust it. Don't trust it. Don't trust it. I'm really thinking, oh, my theory right now, I have so many theories about Heroes in Crisis. None of them may be true. Number 1, here's one. Is Mr. Miracle throughout that entire series at Sanctuary? Think about that. Think about that. If you've been reading Heroes in Crisis and Mr. Miracle, just think about it, right? Maybe, maybe not. I think Mr. Miracle, I think for the sake of the book and the work that Mr. Miracle is, the answer should be no, right? I think so. But it's an interesting possibility. The other things I want to mention real quick is 2 booster golds. Is there going to be a ramification from that? Think about that. And also, I think Wally did everything. I think Wally did it. I think Wally did it. Right now, after 3 issues of Heroes in Crisis, I think Wally did it. And I think Harley stopped him. But I don't know. And I don't think he realized he did it. But who knows? Thank you, Davis. I'm glad you liked the top 5 Superman villains video. Yep. What's up, Brett? How you doing? Brett, one of our #1 fans. Brett's awesome. Brett also has some really good artwork you guys should totally check out. He throws links occasionally up at our PCP Army group over on Facebook. Join it if you're not a part of it. And definitely check out some of Brett's art. It's great stuff. So here's the thing, Tom. To me, it doesn't matter who Lagoon Boy is. Like, just what was set up in that issue alone, I think that was enough. But I mean, Tom King's going to be one of those writers. I think Tom King is one of those writers that's better in hindsight. And to me, that's an interesting quality. But I also think I think he's getting better at nailing first reads. He's getting better at that in Batman for sure. Every issue of Mr. Miracle, even though I didn't know sometimes what the hell was going on, was a great issue that had a lot to say. He says a lot with little. And I'm a firm believer in less is more, and that's why I love Tom King so much. Is Robert Venditti a PG-13 Garth Ennis? I've never thought about it that way or compared their style. I don't think their style is too similar to compare it like that. But Robert Venditti is someone who I thought has been a decent, average comic book writer, but Hawkman's awesome. I think a lot of that has to do with Brian Hitch, but he has a lot to do with that as well. I'll tell you this, homie. I'm not a huge Harley Quinn fan, but if they took her in a more unbalanced, murderous, villainous role, I would be totally more interested in her. My favorite thing about Lagoon Boy is that he laughed. What does that mean? It says something. It says something about recovery, expectation, trauma, fear. It says something. Like, he was scared of every fake blast, but he wasn't scared at the end because he didn't even see it coming. Right? There's a lot you could pick apart with things like that. And I think that's part of the brilliance of it for me. I get what you're saying, David. I think they need to focus on telling good stories. That being said, I think DC, as much as they're building up to whatever Snyder's building up to with Justice League, and they're building up to something, right? And they're focusing on these things. And They could have made Heroes in Crisis a bigger event. They could have had every book right now tying into it, like, you know, typically we do, right? So they're not doing that. They're letting Tom King kind of tell his story, and I like that. They're not really tying a lot of things in the Doomsday Clock, and thank God, because the whole schedule would have been way off. I don't like all the tie-ins either. I don't like always gearing up to the big cosmic crisis event, but let me tell you this. I love big, giant, crazy cosmic events. I love them. And I'm very excited for what Snyder's building up to. I'm very excited for what Jason Aaron's going to be doing with War of the Realms. So I think they've been handling it better than they have in the last 20 years. I'll say that. But I get exactly what you're saying. Infinity War has been terrible, in my opinion. In the words of Charles, Auburn University, Barkley. You know, Nelson, that's a great observation. I saw that as well. The bodies are different. Like the way the bodies are found, it's different from issue 1 into issue 3. Is that an artistic mishap, or is that intentional? I don't know. I would like to think that it's intentional. And what does that represent? We now have the idea of basically a VR trauma program introduced. That's interesting, right? And there are a lot of things different. The bodies are placed differently from issue 1 to issue 3. Plus, one of the robots in Sanctuary that they kind of resemble Ma and Pa Kent, and then a younger woman. It seemed like in the first issue, when they found the destructed robot, that she had darker skin than she winds up having when we see her in the flashback in issue 3. What does that mean? What does it mean? I don't know. I don't know where we're going. I have no idea. But issue 3 was emotionally resonant for me. I thought it was great. Yeah, but Wally and Roy were found in the house, and at the end of this issue, they're outside of the house, and also the bodies outside with Lagoon Boy and the kid, the I'm just getting started kid or whatever. Like they're placed differently. And if you look at issue 1 and where the bodies are and how they're positioned, it's different in issue 3. And it seems like if you're going to do this kind of big story about this giant like massacre that happens at this place, one of the first things that the creative team is going to do is they're going to kind of like make that crime scene and have a diagram of this is the crime scene. This is where each body is. We're going to reveal this there and this, that, and this is it. So it would seem odd to have the bodies differently, right? Especially with someone who seems like they're that into detail like Tom King. So I think that may be important. It may not be. But the fact that we're talking about it, that it's interesting to talk about it, I love it. Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider book is not going right now, but they are still developing his character and story in the pages of Avengers right now. I think that it makes sense that Scott Free would go to Sanctuary. Look at how much trauma he's dealt with, right? And that's something that they reveal in Mr. Miracle. They show what his body actually looked like before the mother box and all the surgeries to make it better and shit, right? So, like, the idea of Mr. Miracle is that Scott Free had a childhood filled with trauma, and now he's trying to build a life and find happiness. And it makes sense that he would be there. And when you think of now about the idea that a virtual reality program has been introduced into Sanctuary as a way that they can go into this program to re-experience trauma or to create whatever they need to deal with what they're going through. And then you add in all those glitches in Mr. Miracle, and you're like, man, is that connected? I don't know. Oh, Marcos Martin is a great artist. What's up, Tony? I had a decent weekend, pretty good weekend. I really did. Last night I went and saw Michelle Wolf live, and I have not really seen, I'm not really quite necessarily a stand-up fan. I would never call myself a stand-up fan, right? My partner loves stand-up. She loves it, right? So like I've watched a lot of stand-up through her, and I have favorite stand-up comedians: Jerry Seinfeld, Louis Black, Eddie Izzard, George Carlin, obviously. So when I was a kid, I loved Gallagher, but I've never really been that big of a stand-up fan. And so we got this new comedy club in town. It's been open for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. They've had some really good acts come through, but I've only ever went there to see Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. And I went there for my homie's like storyteller thing, Tin Cup Storytellers, that he did a few weeks ago. But my lady really likes Michelle Wolf, and I think I think her jokes are great, right? So we went, and it was an amazing experience, and it was so funny, and it was just rambunctious, and it was great, even though a terrible incident happened where the server just put down this tray of fries and it fell over, and ranch and ketchup flew all over our homies and my lady that were there and all over the floor, and he just looked at it and walked away. Even though some craziness happened with the service, it was a very fun experience, and I definitely now am going to want to go check out more live stand-up comedians. That being said, Michelle Wolf was hilarious. Hilarious. It was such a great show. So good. So I had a great weekend. Has the Green Arrow tie-in happened yet? I didn't realize. Well, here's the thing about the Drowned Earth story, David, is that I'm looking forward to rereading it because I may feel differently on the reread. But it did feel like there was just a lot rushed in all at once in order to get Aquaman out. Stephanie, I'm right there with you. DC, to me, #2 publisher in the business right now. Man, you know, Tom, maybe I pulled the plug on Black Panther too soon because I didn't read the last issue. Then I heard Jen Bartel did the artwork, and I really regretted it. What's my favorite sitcom from Sony? I don't know. What are Sony's sitcoms? I have no idea. Dude, Nelson, that's exactly what I'm saying. What if everything that's happened is a simulation? What if all of Heroes in Crisis is someone dealing with the trauma? What if it's Booster Gold dealing with it? What if it's Harley Quinn dealing with... Here's an interesting point. What if the whole story is about Harley Quinn is only as heroic as she appears to be now because she does this to deal with these things? That being said, they just introduced that she's not really part of Sanctuary, so maybe that doesn't really work out. Anyway, but yeah, what is it? What's going on? Maybe at the end of it all, Mr. Miracle, Booster Gold, and Bob Newhart are going to wake up in bed together, and it's all been a dream. I don't know. What if it is? What if all the murders happen in simulation? However, we do have some... We're about to have some Heroes in Crisis consequences happen in Batman and Flash, for instance, and Green Arrow. So maybe that, but still, lots of stuff. If you don't know anything about Wally West, read Mark Waid's Flash Run. Straight up. They got them in trade right now. I think they're 4 volumes out or something. Flash by Mark Waid. Read that. And read JLA by Grant Morrison. Yes, he would. I'm trying to get caught up. Yeah, Marcos Martin's good. I like him. Compare him to Leonardo Romero. Different styles, but the simplicity in approach, I get the comparison there. I like both artists. I think Romero's got a very simple style, but I love his storytelling method, his composition of shots. Look at his work over at the Kate Bishop Hawkeye book that was written by Kelly Thompson. Amazing stuff, especially when Jordi Belair's coloring and doing so on Shuri right now. I don't think that's it would suck, but it's a possibility with Heroes in Crisis. And I want to shout out to everybody, like, thumbs up the video right now if you want to. It would kind of suck, but I don't think it's necessarily all in like a simulation right now because of the ramifications we're going to get from the death of Wally. Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, that's what, yeah. And after Mark Waid's Flash run, totally, the Jeff Johns Flash run, those 2 Flash runs, that's some of the best Flash stuff out there. It's going to be great. Not the Barry Allen Flash stuff. He did a few issues of that with Francis Manapul, and he did Flash Rebirth with Van Sciver. But it's the stuff they did with like Scott Collins, it's the Wally West stuff. Flash by Jeff Johns, book 1. I think there's like 5 books of that, maybe 4 or 5. But this is really good. What's up, Comic Guy? Good to see you. You know, originally when we first saw Bartel's work for Black Panther, we thought that her and Coates were doing a Storm series. So we have seen artwork, but it didn't seem like they pushed it real hard. Oh, that was. I read that Green Arrow issue with the foil. You're right. That was the aftermath of Roy's death. So there you go. I understand and appreciate that, Nelson. I really, really do. I get it. I thought 1 was decent, 2 was decent. We're talking about Heroes in Crisis. I thought 3 just blew me away as a single issue. I totally feel what you're saying and respect it. I think I'm a little bit behind on what does Tom King do after a Batman run? Superman. You think these 12 little short chapters he's doing over at those Walmart one-shots, which I've been collecting and haven't read yet, they're not going to scratch that itch. He wants to write Superman. You can tell. 6 books of the Waid Flash run right now. That's great stuff. And the Johns run that came pretty much right after it, that's fantastic stuff too. That's where Johns made his name, that and JSA. Right, David? Gideon Falls is great. It's one of my favorite comic books of the year. Absolutely. I'm already working on it, fine-tuning the list. There are a lot of great comic books. My favorite comic books of 2018, that list is coming. Gideon Falls is totally in it. Spoilers, it's top 5. I love Gideon Falls. Sorrentino's artwork, such a great slow burn, brilliant character building, world building, mystery building. Jeff Lemire's killing it. Best comic book writer of 2018, in my opinion. Yeah, Marcos Martin's great. You don't see a lot of interior work from him nowadays, though. Tom, I will anticipate the pick a week very soon. Right now, I haven't seen anything that stands out to me. We're almost an hour in, and we haven't even gotten to it. We're about to get to Marvel and DC. I like Harley's classic suit. I think it's better. No, I think Bendis is going to be on there for like 3 or 4 years. So I get what you're saying. In order for King to do it, but would they give King a new Superman book? I don't know how long. Bendis has a long run planned. I bet Bendis is going to be on Superman for 5-7. That may put a damper on Tom King going over to Superman. You're right. So that being said, okay, let's take him off of, say, Tom King wraps up Batman. Superman's not available. What does he do? Hopefully, Morrison's still doing Green Lantern. Williamson will be done with Flash at that point. Flash doesn't seem to be the kind of book for Tom King. That being said, the one issue of the Button that he wrote, which dealt with some sped up time, was really, really brilliantly paced. Maybe Flash. Maybe Wonder Woman. We need a strong writer on Wonder Woman. But I'd like to see a top tier female creator do a great Wonder Woman book. But I don't know. Maybe Tom King should do Wonder Woman. Yeah, there's something about a lawsuit with Mark Waid right now from that diversity in comics guy. I don't know what's going on with that. I pay more attention to what's going on in the comic book industry as far as the books and the active creators and things like that. That being said, Mark Waid's doing some great work right now. Oh, Donny Cates is almost rookie of the year, I would say. I don't think that Cates' work has been as impactful or as nuanced as Lemire's work, but he's definitely one of the top writers of the year. For me, he's top 3 at number 3, 2 being Tom King. Yeah, they could do another Superman book, though. If Bendis is Superman books, if Bendis is doing Superman in Action Comics, right, and they're successful, and they're doing well, they could do a Superman Man of Steel. They could do an Adventures of Superman. They could add one to it, right? But that being said, Tom King, Bendis, I don't think they would have both of them being such visionary writers and in charge writers. I don't think they would do it either. Oh, Royal City's great. If you haven't read Royal City, do that. Do that. Yeah, Martian Manhunters this week. Steve Orlando, Riley Rosmo, very excited. G. Willow Wilson is on Wonder Woman right now. She's had 2 issues come out, but I just haven't liked it. Thoughts on the upcoming Martian Manhunter series? I had issue number 1. I never read it. So I'll read it this week in print for the first time. The artwork that I skimmed through looks amazing. Rosmo's artwork is amazing. Very excited to see what's going to happen. Seems like it's going to be an interesting, different take on John, on Martian Manhunter, but he's one of my favorite characters, and I think Steve Orlando is a very visionary creator, and I'm just now finally really getting into him as a creator. Oh no, Nelson, we don't want Tom King to write Legion of Superheroes. We want Jonathan Hickman to write Legion of Superheroes. I had to approve that message, but that's a valid opinion, Tony. That being said, you should read the Greg Rucka stuff. The original stuff that he did back in the early 2000s or so, and his newer Rebirth stuff he did with Liam Sharp and Nicola Scott. Read those. See what you think. Yeah, I'm not that interested in the Bumblebee movie, mostly just because I haven't really liked the Transformers movies. But I do like the idea that they're going back to some old school designs. That seems neat. Yeah, I thought Carnage Reborn was great. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming from that. Oh yeah, and Jonathan Hickman's favorite superhero comic book of all time is Legion of Superheroes. He wants to do it. Trust me. He's got to have something big coming from Marvel or DC soon. He's got it. Maybe not. I don't know. I hope so. Let's look at what's coming up from Marvel Comics. Let's finally do it. From Marvel Comics this week, we got Deadpool number 7. Yes, the Defender stuff starts this week with the Immortal Hulk Best Defense one-shot, plus the Namor one-shot, the one I was talking about earlier in the stream by Chip Zdarsky that comes out this week. Some really cool Scotty Young covers attached to those, by the way. Doctor Strange number 9 is out this week. Those Villain Fantastic Four covers start this month. Fire. Brett shared a lot of them over at the PCP Army on Facebook. They're fire. They're so good. Let's see what else we got. The Hunt for Wolverine trade paperbacks come out. Immortal Hulk has a new issue as well. Number 10 is out this week. Infinity Wars, Infinity Warps number 2 is out this week. Killmonger number 1 is going to have great artwork, an interesting character, a new spin on the character, more influenced by the movie of this year. Written by Brian Hill. Very excited for Killmonger number 1 of the first part of a 5-issue miniseries. Marvel Knights 20th anniversary number 3 of 6 is out this week. So, like, you know, Marvel does those MCU preludes or whatever that are basically just recaps of the previous film or whatever. Marvel's Untitled Prelude number 1. I think that we're going to be getting the Avengers trailer this week, because they're going to release this comic book. Maybe they'll release the name this week. We'll see. There's a Merry X-Men Holiday Special. It's going to have some work by Chris Claremont. That's out this week. Shatterstar number 3, Star Wars number 58, Spider-Man Deadpool number 43, Star Wars Age of the Republic is an interesting idea. Doing these little Star Wars one-shots, focusing on certain characters, popular characters, throughout all three ages of the Star Wars films. The Republic, the Empire, and the new stuff. So that starts this week with one-shots on Qui-Gon Jinn. So that should be interesting. Let's see. Uncanny X-Men number 4, of course, that's weekly. The Age of X-Men stuff is starting to really kick into gear. Venom number 9 is out this week, talking about Donny Cates, and also talking about this is Kyle Higgins. Kyle Higgins, we haven't talked about him. Kyle Higgins has Winter Soldier number 1 out this week. Kelly Thompson has West Coast Avengers number 5 out this week. X-Men Exterminated number 1 comes out this week before the end of Extermination. And Marvel promises that reading this one-shot will not spoil what happened at the end of Extermination, which we haven't gotten yet. To that I say, yeah, okay. It just confirms to me what happened at the end of Extermination number 3 or 4. Yeah, Carnage just died a couple times. It's always a bad idea to kill Cletus Cassidy. He's one of Marvel's most popular characters. Yeah, Lemire's done with Marvel and DC for now. He is focusing more on creator-owned work, which I think at this point in his career, he should do. I don't think his mainstream Big 2 work has been near as good as his creator-owned stuff. Conan stuff starts in January. Shazam starts very, very soon. Is that this week? A lot of people think Hickman may be coming on to X-Men. Maybe, maybe not. Jonathan Hickman's least favorite superhero comic book of all time is X-Men. So maybe that's why he would be a perfect writer for it. Yeah, Venom always goes quick. People, I don't think shops have quite... It's hard for shops to understand that Venom is so hot right now. All right, from DC Comics, Adventures of the Super Sons number 5. Batman number 60 is out this week. The Penguin issue. Border Town number 4 from Vertigo. Curse of Brimstone number 9. Deathstroke number 38. Doomsday Clock number 8. That's out this week, finally. Delayed just a week. Doomsday Clock number 8. DC is going to reprint Goldfish, the Brian Michael Bendis early work, one of my favorite works from Brian Michael Bendis. Green Arrow number 47 is out this week. Green Lantern number 2 is out this week. Harley Quinn 55. Justice League 13, Martian Manhunter number 1. Nightwing 54. Red Hood and the Outlaws, or Red Hood Outlaw, number 29. Shazam number 1 is out this week. Unexpected number 7, United States versus Murder Inc. number 4. Pick of the week alert for me: Martian Manhunter, Doomsday Clock, Border Town, Batman, Green Lantern. This is a DC dominated week for me. Yeah, Salvador LaRocca is going to be doing Uncanny X-Men 11 and 12 with Matthew Rosenberg. His artwork is way better now than it used to be, for me, at least. All right, Sebastian. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Russell, super excited for Green Lantern number 2. Very excited. So, let's move along. I want to ask you a question. What's your favorite album of 2018? We are nearing the end of the year. This is the first Robbie Rants Live of December 2018. So each week we're going to be focusing on an area of pop culture. Tonight, music. What's your favorite music? Favorite albums 2018? I was going to do a top 5, but I don't keep up with new music quite like I used to. On the PCP Army, I saw a lot of people talk about the new Snow Patrol album. I saw a lot of people talk about The Weeknd's new album. I ain't listening to those. So as much as I was trying to come up with a top 5, the best I could do right now, because I just don't keep up enough, is the top 4. So I'm going to reveal my top 4 favorite albums of 2018, but I want to know what you guys think is the best album of 2018 right now. What return of Wolverine artists? We got Steve McNiven, whose artwork I feel is a little rushed and Declan Shalvey, who is typically an artist I absolutely love and adore, but I feel like the Return of Wolverine stuff is rushed because he came in to fill in for the late McNiven. Nelson, I'm behind on Wrong Earth, so I'm definitely going to be checking that out, but I'm totally reading Die Number 1. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I think we're talking about music right now. I like that East Atlanta Love Letter a lot too. So is Damn, is that a band? Is that an album? I have no idea. Hailstorm? I don't know that. See, I'm so far out of new music. I am so far out of it. Oh, that's the Kendrick Lamar album. Okay, never mind. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Russell. I'm kind of right there along with you, buddy. I do keep up with some things. Slipknot. Slipknot's got a new album out this year. There you go. Look at that. Yeah, okay. I'll check that out. East Atlanta Love Letter. I'll check it out. Is that hip hop? Is it R&B, something like that? Is that wrong of me to assume so? Dead South album is great. No, I don't know Hailstorm. Check it with my girl. Okay. I'll see if she knows what I'm talking about. What you're talking about. I'll look it up. All right. So I got top 4. So number 4, Cypress Hill. Elephants on Acid. So I'm an old school Cypress Hill fan. I was way too young to be listening to Black Sunday when it came out, but I did listen to Black Sunday. I thought it was a great album. Still do. I keep up with a lot of Cypress Hill and their doings. They did their first album this year in a long time. It's called Elephants on Acid, and it is a psychedelic hip-hop album, and it is so good. It's one of those albums you just want to kick back, and whatever you do to relax, whether it's drink or smoke or whatever, you want to do that, you want to kick back, and you want to listen to this album in its entirety. It's nice. It's next level for Cypress Hill. It's next level for psychedelic hip-hop, which I think is something that could be really a lot more interesting. Cypress Hill killed it. I loved it so much. B-Real's lyrics, his syncopation, his flow, so good. It's one of the best Cypress Hill albums in a long, long time. Steve Perry got a new album. That's crazy. I've heard good things about the new Post Malone album. I don't think I've ever listened to a Post Malone song. I don't know though. My number 3, Daytona by Pusha T. This album is one of the best hip hop albums of the year. It's the best hip hop album of the year for me. Haven't listened to probably some of the other great ones, but to me, I love Pusha T. I became a Clips fan in my 20s. I love Clips. I love anything that's kind of connected to NERD and the Neptunes at any point. That album that Clips did like in 2005 or whatever, I can't remember, the one that had Mr. Me Too and all that stuff. Love that stuff. Love Pusha T. Love his flow. Daytona is amazing. That album is amazing. I was talking earlier about why I like Tom King is because I loved less is more, that philosophy. That Pusha T album is less is more to a T, to a Pusha T, if you will. Fantastic album. Absolutely love it. That's my number 3. That's my number 3. If you know, you know. I love his flow. I love it. I love it so much. I was a big fan of Clips when they first came out with shit like Grinding. And when's the last time you heard it like this? Smoke something, drink something. Oh man, come on. Come on, you're taking me back. I'm taking me back. We're taking us back. My number 2 favorite album of the year is, hold on, let me grab it. I got it right up here. Bam. My number 2 album of the year. This one right here, Karate by Fitness. I got it signed by them. I met them last month. Super fun album. Great stuff. Fitness is an amazing band. It's Max Collins, the lead singer and bass player from Eve 6, and it's Kenny C, formerly of AWOL Nation. They formed together, got this new band together called Fitness. You can find them at fitnesswastaken.com or on YouTube, Fitness Was Taken. Because if you just type in fitness music, or even if you just type in fitness karate music, you ain't going to find it. This is a great album. It's amazing. Karate by Fitness. So good. Different, unique, their own style. I love these cats so much. And they're also just great dudes. Great people. It's always good when someone gives Drake an L, right? All right, my favorite album of this year. What could it be? What could it be? My favorite album of 2018 is The Good, the Bad, and the Queen, Maryland. I am a huge fan of Damon Albarn. Damon Albarn of Blur, of the Gorillaz, of The Good, the Bad, and the Queen. Their first album, when it came out like in 2006, 2007, whenever it was, it's great. It's basically a Brit pop supergroup. So you got the lead singer of Blur. You got the bass player from The Clash. You got the guitar player from The Verve. Not The Verve Pipe. The Verve. Such a great, underrated band. And the drummer from African Bambaataa. Come on. Good, the Bad, and the Queen. Absolutely amazing. Love this band. Love their first album. And then out of nowhere, they released the second album. It's called Maryland, and it's great. Title track, Maryland. Fantastic. Check it out. The Good, the Bad, the Queen, Maryland. Check it out on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever you listen to your music. That's my favorite album of the year. It immediately engrossed me. I love it so much. That's my album of the year. There you go. My favorite era of music is probably going to be from the 90s, homie. I think a lot of people get stuck in the music from when they were teenagers. And I was a teenager in the 90s. So there you go. You know, I hear the new Management album's really good. I listened to that album, the big one that had kids on it. I listened to that back in the day, but I kind of fell out of it. I just, like I said, I don't really pay too much attention to new music. I should pay more attention. But please, if you haven't already, listen to Elephants on Acid by Cypress Hill. Listen to Daytona by Pusha T. Listen to Karate by Fitness. And definitely listen to Maryland by The Good, the Bad, and the Queen. I think TV on the radio is all right. I don't mind them. Absolutely. So Daredevil got canceled. I think that sucks. I think Daredevil's been the best Netflix Marvel show. They have definitely said that Disney Plus is not going to continue on with these Defenders-esque series. You know, the Defenders line. Punisher and Jessica Jones, they got new seasons coming, but they're done too. Netflix canceled these series because the viewership went down. That's what happened this year. The viewership went down, and they know it, and that's why they canceled them. They also knew that, I don't know, they canceled them. They're not going to live on at Disney Plus. Where are they going to live on? I guarantee you, Marvel Studios does a Daredevil movie, and it may have some of these characters in it, but it would be a missed opportunity for Marvel not to do a Daredevil movie at this point with Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, and company. Since I didn't do a weekly pop culture wrap up, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. Disney Plus is probably going to be $5.99 to $7.99 a month. Probably $9.99 commercial free, something like that. It's going to suck. Especially because, I don't want to pay every month for DC Universe, but man, Titans is so good. Titans is so good. It's one of my favorite TV shows of the year. We'll be talking about TV shows, best of 2018, next week. Then we'll talk about best movies. Then we're going to end the year talking about our favorite comic books of 2018. No, I hear that Marvel's doing some great stuff already with different characters. Cloak and Dagger, I hear, is pretty good. I hear Runaways is really good. I got a Hulu subscription now because they had a really awesome Black Friday sale, $1 a month. So I got that. So I'm definitely want to check out Runaways soon. Yeah, press F to pay respects for Daredevil. Stephanie hits Q. That's awesome. We'll get a Daredevil movie. I think so. That's the thing, though. No matter, Disney can charge whatever they want. We're going to check it out because they got new Star Wars material and they got new Marvel material. Yo, Monty, I hope you like it. Have you listened to it yet? Maryland is so good. It's so good. If you like Britpop, if you like British music, if you like Damon Albarn, it's slow, it's melodical, it is so good. And it's one of those albums that doesn't have to grow on you. It just will hit you. And I love it. And I'm not English. I'm not from England, but apparently it's a very seminal record about England in 2018. Heck yeah. All right, trade paperback spotlight. Every week I spotlight trade paperback, and in the description I post a link to our Amazon site where you can buy it at a great price and help support PCP. This week I'm going to spotlight this book right here. It's Jessica Jones, Blind Spot. So Jessica Jones, popular because of the Netflix series. One more season coming. After that, it's probably going to be canned just like Daredevil and the rest. Jessica Jones is a very cool character that was originally created back in the day, not too long ago, for Marvel, especially with the Max Comics line, the inaugural book from Max Comics, which is a more adult-themed Marvel back in the early 2000s, was Alias. That was Jessica Jones's first appearance, created by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos. A fantastic character, really has cemented her place in the Marvel pantheon for sure. A very street-level character. If you like characters like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica Jones is going to fit right in for you for sure. Jessica Jones this is a great book. So Bendis has pretty much written every solo Jessica Jones book, and then he left Marvel to go over to DC. What was going to happen to Jessica Jones? He said Jessica's going to be in great hands. I said I want to see Kelly Thompson do Jessica Jones. She did. Marvel decided to go digital first with this, however. I think that was a mistake. I think they should have released this while the hype was real on Netflix Marvel, while the hype was real post Bendis' Jessica Jones run. They should have released this in print to begin with. However, now it's available in print. This is the trade paperback. It's $19.99 retail. You'll get a better price over on Amazon, probably at your local comic shop as well. So check it out. This book is amazing. It's got artwork that is absolutely astounding from Mattia de Iulis. I'm saying that wrong. The artwork is astounding. It's really, really good. If you like the Bendis stuff, you're going to love this stuff. If you like Kelly Thompson's other work, you're going to love this stuff. If you're interested in anything involving Jessica Jones, their baby, and Luke Cage, you're going to love this stuff. This book is absolutely amazing. It's perfectly true to the character. Great dialogue. Some of Kelly Thompson's best Marvel work out there is in the pages of this book. Jessica Jones, this straight up one of the best books of the year. Read it. Link down below if you haven't already. It's also available on Comixology, so check it out. That's my trade paperback spotlight of the week. Jessica Jones, Blind Spot. Amazing. I do think that the new Young Justice is going to be good. I have high hopes for it. That being said, I'm a huge fan of Justice, the original run by Peter David, and I'm a huge Connor Kent fan, so rock on. You know, Bruce, if Disney Plus did that, like, you know how Marvel did those little one shots that they did, those little short films? Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be totally down for that. They're already really like committing to this. A Tom Hiddleston led Loki show, a Vision and Scarlet Witch show. They're committed to it. I did not care for the new Moon Knight run as well, Stephanie. I'm right there with you. I thought Bemis had a weak run. That was me. Yeah, the Lemire stuff was great. But did you read the Warren Ellis stuff? That's the best Moon Knight stuff I've ever read. Warren Ellis, Declan Shalvey. Amazing. If you've never read Jessica Jones, I highly recommend it. The original Alias stuff, which is in 4 trade paperbacks right now, is Jessica Jones Alias. Read those, read the new Bendis stuff, and read the current Kelly Thompson stuff. Really good. Fantastic character, great book. So, Aquaman is coming out. I just made an Aquaman shelf right there. You can barely see it on the PCP Army. I shared some photos. I'm a big Aquaman fan. Very excited for the upcoming movie. It releases December 21st, and yes, we will be doing a movie review for that. Me, Brooks, and Jelani talking about Aquaman. Be on the lookout for that. Very excited for that movie. That being said, on our Amazon page, we got an Amazon Marketplace pop culture philosophers page. I don't know how you call it, right? What do you want to call it? We have a page linked down below in the description to check out some of my favorite Aquaman books. I made an Aquaman list. Right now, we got a Jeff Lemire list. Best work, in my opinion, from Jeff Lemire. If you want to read some Jeff Lemire work, check that list out. If you want to read some Aquaman, check out my Aquaman list. Fantastic work, and I do have them listed as my number ones down. So the ones that are listed first are the ones I most recommend, and then the ones further down are more for like just extra reading, I would say. But those are some of my favorite Aquaman books. Are up on our Amazon Marketplace right now for pop culture philosophers. There's a link in the description down below. So check it out. Stephanie, you should totally read the Ellis Moon Knight run. It's the best. It's absolutely the best. It's the best. It's great. 6 single issue stories that are just fantastic that don't really tell an overall story arc, but Brian Wood kind of picked up right after it and did a really great run as well. And it feeds in to the Jeff Lemire run. So if you like the Jeff Lemire run with that amazing artwork by Sakoe and Smallwood and others, you definitely owe it to yourself to read the Warren Ellis Moon Knight for sure. I haven't seen anything about Mortal Engine. Yeah, Aquaman the Trench is great. Fantastic. The entire Jeff Johns run. Spoilers, my favorite Aquaman run ever is Jeff Johns's. And I've been an Aquaman fan for most of my life. And I'm right there with you, Slime. Bendis and Maleev on Moon Knight seems perfect. Didn't work for me. Did not like it. Did not like it. Yeah, Gideon Falls is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So now we're going to hit show and tell. So for show and tell today, first of all, found this week. I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. This is a starting lineup. Emmitt Smith action figure. Oh, man. I love these things. I never had an Emmitt Smith. In fact, I never had any of the baseball starting lineups when I was a kid. I only had, any of the football ones. I only had baseball and basketball. So I'm very excited I had this. The day I bought this was Thursday. That was the day the Cowboys beat the Saints. I owe it all to me finding this Emmitt Smith starting lineup figure and buying it. I'm not going to be taking this out of the package unless I find another one. I love this so much. So there you go. On the day in my life when I meet Emmitt Smith, which is one of my favorite football players of all time, and I get him to sign this, that's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. Also, so over a couple weeks ago, I opened up some of them Iron Man dragons. People have been mentioning this Fin Fang Foom. We've already showed this one up close. Let's look again. Fin Fang Foom action figure from Toy Biz from an Iron Man line in the mid-90s. They also did a gold and silver one. So this one, first of all, flapping wings. That's the action feature. See it? The wings flap. You hit this button, and Fin Fang Foom can fly. So that's pretty cool. So we got the gold one. This one I didn't quite get out of package a couple weeks ago, but there it is. I'm going to show it to you in full. Pretty good. Pretty nice. Looks good. As soon as I put this back wing on, a peg right there completely broke off. But it happens. Its action feature is that it spits out this fireball. So you put the fireball in the mouth right there, right? And the idea is that you pull the head back and you slingshot it out. So let's try it. Fireball power. There you go. Super cool. So it's gold. And that's Aureolus. Get it? Yeah. AU. That's funny. And we got the silver one, like Argent, I think is his name. So there you go. We showed this when we pulled it out. The wings didn't quite fit in, but I got the wings in there now. And he shoots out his arm. And at the time that I first opened this, I thought it didn't work. It's because the arm was not completely locked in. But now it's completely locked in. So let's test out the feature now. Ready? There you go. Shoots out a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. So there you go. So we got Argent, we got the gold one, and we got the OG Marvel Dragon, Fin Fang Foom. Let's show them off. There's all three. The wing fell off of the one. But there they are right there. So you can see them. Kind of. Anyway, that's them. So that's some more show and tell stuff. We got more, though. We're doing a Galactus comparison now. Let me just set those down. Let me put this back where it's supposed to go because Fin Fang Foom's so awesome, we want to spotlight him on the background right now. So we're about to do this. Yeah, it is super cool colors on those dragons. I think it's cool because they could have just done a Fin Fang Foom. We would have been happy. But they also just did a gold dragon and a silver dragon. And do I vaguely remember them appearing on that Iron Man show? Probably not. Maybe. I have to watch that again. Cowboys totally pulled it off this week. Don't get the appeal of what character? What are we talking about? Aquaman? Aquaman's dope. Oh man, Psykill was a great toy. GoBots were basically cheaper Transformers, but they rocked. They rocked. Yeah, and that Mandarin action figure that has the glowy hands, that's super, super cool. Super cool. Super cool. Let's look at these Galactuses. So last week I opened up a Galactus action figure from Toy Biz in the 90s. Bam, right there. So I didn't have batteries at the time. If you were on the PCP Army, I showed you that it works. So this is it. It's like what? Like maybe that's like 12 feet or something. It's got this drill, and there you go. So his eyes light up. The drill lights up when you get it hooked in there, right? In order to work, you got to get the arm up there soon. So the drill comes off, which is kind of neat. I loved this figure when I was a kid. And it doesn't work right now. Why? Because this arm... Oh. I straight up thought this thing was busted last week when I was putting it together after the live stream. But it still works. So it just lights up and does that whole... It's very like 60s Star Trek sound, right? Let's do it one more time. You ready? I find that kind of comforting. He also comes with his world-eating machine, the big drill that it's super cool. I like the idea that it lights up as well when you got it hooked up in there. But not if he does that. So there you go. So there's that. And I told you guys that I also had an 18-inch Galactus that was way better. Way cool. This is it right here. It's from the Marvel Universe line. Remember the 3 3/4-inch action figures? So this is it. It's huge. It is huge, man. This fin's a little bent up from moving it so many times and kind of being in boxes. So hopefully that will get better. But this Galactus is awesome. It talks. And it says a multitude of things. So let's listen to it real quick. How cool is that? That's super cool. So his eyes light up. He's got these cool translucents. They did like a variation of this that had darker colors for like San Diego or something. That's this right there. Right. What else does he say?
I hunger.
Of course.
Know me, mortal. Know me and know fear. So speaks Galactus. Who dares defy Galactus? I am the devourer of worlds.
He just keeps going.
Tremble at the might of the power cosmic. To me, my herald, you serve me. Who is so ignorant as to confront Galactus?
Just keeps going.
You will witness the end. Behold, the world-eating machine.
So there's the two side by side. This one was super cool for the 90s, but this one a vast improvement. Such a great toy right there. I got a couple Silver Surfer figures. They're not within reach right now. I just pulled one off right over there. This figure, this also came with a Silver Surfer that's like this big. So that's pretty cool. I got a handful of Silver Surfers. I think Galactus is cooler than the Silver Surfer, though. That's just me. Galactus hits the gym 5 times a week. Trust me. Heck yeah. Yeah, it does sound like something. Like, it definitely sounds like old school sci-fi type stuff. Like this thing right here. This it totally sounds like something from Lost in Space or Star Trek or something like that from the 60s. Yeah, I don't think Hera liked the Galactus sound. Yeah, he does have a lot to say. So that's pretty much the live stream tonight, guys. We're about to wrap up. So any final thoughts? Any final questions? Get them in right now. We're going to open up this pack of DC Cosmic cards from the 90s because that's what we do. We got Wonder Woman on the cover there. We're going to see if we happen to get another foil. Bam, opened up. There we go. We got Peacemaker. Nobody remembers him. We got Eclipso. We remember him. Super cool. Remember that Eclipso event in the early 90s where the Eclipso annual came out and had the gem embedded on the cover? How cool is that? Vandal Savage. That's the cool card. It's really cool. Armageddon 2001. Not a decent story. Golden Age Cheetah. That's super cool. That's the Super Friends Cheetah that we know and love. Chemo, an absolutely cool, super cool villain, very visually appealing. Speedy. Can we have a moment of silence? Changeling for Legion fans, right? Well, no, that's Garth, right? Yeah, that's Garth. That's Garth. That's Beast Boy. He used to be called Changeling. He's awesome in that Titan show. And he first appeared, he was along with the Doom Patrol. And it says right here on the back, his first appearance, I did not know this, was Doom Patrol 99 from November 65. That's one of the cool things about these cards, is all the extra information you'd get. So that makes a lot of sense why they made him part of the Doom Patrol. That's really cool. A Kilowog card. I don't think I've ever had this card. I'm very excited to pull that. That's awesome. Calabac. This was a great pack of cards. If 12-year-old Robbie would have opened this, I would have loved it. Millennium, Modern Age Superman. There you go. I would have loved this pack of cards when I was a kid. I love it now. Heck yeah. Hell yeah. There you go. Get some DC cards. Do I think Dr. Doom deserves his own movie? Maybe. I would like to see a good Fantastic Four movie featuring Dr. Doom as the villain first. I do not have a section of my collection devoted to Galactus appearances. That's a good idea, though. Heck yeah. All right, everybody, we're wrapping up. Thank you so much for joining us here at Pop Culture Philosophers for Robbie Rants Live. This week, what do we got coming up? Well, we got the weekly comic book review is going to be the next thing you see. It's going to be late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. This week's comics reviewed by me. I read my comics, a big batch of them, and I turn on the camera, and I just start ranting. That's what I do. That's what we do every single week. So be on the lookout for that. Thursday, a new episode of Comics Revisited, and I'm very excited about this one because we are done with Venom for a good long while. And now we're going to be focusing this week on Peter David's Aquaman. So we're going to do 2 weeks of Aquaman, 1 week of Miles Morales. Doesn't quite work out with movie releases. Who cares? But that's what we got coming out this week. Thursday, Comics Revisited, me and Brooks talking about Aquaman by Peter David. So that's coming. Weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. We'll be back on schedule next week. So thank you guys so much for joining us here on the live stream. We will also be live streaming again next Sunday evening. I hope everybody's having a great holiday season. I hope you have a great December. Absolutely. Peace out. We were talking about our favorite music of the year. If we mentioned something tonight that you haven't heard of, maybe you should check it out. Some Good, the Bad, and the Queen, some Fitness, maybe something that somebody else said. I'm definitely going to be checking out East Atlanta Love Letter tonight. So thank you guys so much for checking out everything. We really do appreciate it. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. And deuces. Keep reading, keep dreaming, and all that jazz. Thanks. Y'all have a good one.